Hello and welcome to your Kingsport Chamber Zone, the show that's all about your Kingsport Chamber in this great city of Kingsport.
We have a lot to get to today, so we're keeping the open short because we don't want to waste any time on that. Here are your latest chamber news and highlights.
We're so happy to be joined by our hosts for today's CZ. John and Angela Vachon are great supporters here in Kingsport, great friends to your Kingsport Chamber and big developers in downtown Kingsport. They're also the co-owners here of Banq. They're also the co-owners and developers for Urban Synergy. And John and Angela, thanks for hosting our show here today.
Thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us about this beautiful event venue, Banq, here in the middle of downtown Kingsport.
Well, this building sat many years neglected and empty, like a lot of buildings in downtown, and so you see the historical character and the landmark nature of this building. So we knew it needed something, and so we bought the building and we started looking at the need of the community and then the need of the building to match that. So we developed Banq, the event venue, which is a banquet hall in a bank. So we redeveloped the majority of it into that event venue, including the roof deck, this grand hall, and then we have a loft, a corporate loft here that people can stay in after their event. And so we restored a lot of it. A lot of it was not intact anymore, all the characters, so we have restored some of that. Some of it we've actually made a little bit more urban and raw. So.
It's just a beautiful venue.
Absolutely,
anybody
yes.
who's ever been to an event here just knows that. Aside from just what it looks like without any decorations, once you all actually, doll it up, it's pretty amazing. Just a great location too. So what kinds of events do you offer here and what types of amenities do you make available as well?
Sure. Yeah. You name it, we've hosted it. As far as the events, we've had everything from private parties, corporate events, tons of weddings and receptions. One of the beauties of it is kind of that indoor-outdoor component, being able to have the roof deck, for social or for ceremonies, that sort of thing, and then also the indoor, the ambiance inside here as well.
Huge windows.
And the windows, the views are stunning views.
Get to overlook our beautiful downtown.
Yes.
That's right, and watch the people take advantage
That's
of all
it.
the great green area, green space that's down here too. So if somebody wants to have an event here, how does the catering work for that?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we have several caterers we work with. We have several of the downtown restaurants that do catering. We've been doing this since 2009. We're also in the process of recruiting a restaurant. We've got the first floor that we want to be able to recruit in an upscale restaurant that can also do catering. Also, keep the roof deck open 7 days a week. Be able to have that roof deck bar, kind of a martini bar feel. We've also got a 3,000 square foot cellar here that has an old vault. Would be great, kind of a speakeasy feel and that sort of thing. A lot of opportunities for catering, and there again, you name it, we've had that, here as far as different styles, and you can really get creative with the culinary aspect.
So you can actually make it kind of a one-stop shop for somebody if they want to. This is where they can host it, and you can also help them get the food lined up for it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is helpful for corporate events as well, because they want to just be able to come in, have their event, and then we set it up for them, and then they do what they need to do, and then they can leave. So it is nice.
Now, we can't let you out of here without talking about your other business, Urban Synergy, and this development company. You all spent a lot of time and tremendous amount of money in developing a lot of properties in downtown Kingsport, and we're very thankful and so appreciative of that. So tell us about Urban Synergy and some of the properties and some of your developments here.
Okay, yeah. Well, of course, we're always building residential lofts because we know the need for that, and so we always laugh and say that we could build 200 lofts today and 200 will be filled because there's a great demand for that. And so we've redeveloped a few buildings over the years for specific tenants. And so like some of our tenants, Hook and Ladder Distillery, Uncorked Wine Bar, we have Hokey Smokey, we have Mustard Seed Cafe, Fermented, Style, we have Sugar House Bakery, Hibbert Davis Urban Brews, which actually we just recently acquired. And so we have a lot of neat tenants that contribute to the downtown as a whole, but we've been fortunate enough to redevelop those buildings for them. And so we love redeveloping the buildings because you not only change that structure, you also change the community around that when you do that. So the thing that we're doing right now is we're actually restoring the Sullivan County Bank building beside of Wallace Newsstand. It's So we pulled off the 1950s brick facade, and underneath that, after 50 years, has been the granite facade that hasn't been exposed in so long. So we've only had pictures, and so we've taken that back, the layers, and it's underneath there. So, and the other goal from the One Kingsport Summit is to redevelop the State Theater for a performance venue. We have a group that's wanting to do that, so
That's
to open a
wonderful.
performance
Wow,
venue.
great
So,
news.
Absolutely.
Well, you all have done so much to change the face of downtown. You're
Yes.
huge supporters and champions of downtown. And of course, as you mentioned, that's a huge effort of the One Kingsport Summit. And we're going to talk about that later in the show. But tell us why downtown is so important to our community and what separates downtown Kingsport from other downtowns you all have visited.
Gosh, many things.
Yeah.
We love this downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think about the big thing we look at is, and I know John loves to talk about the river and Bays Mountain, but I think that that's one of our best assets that make us so unique in our region. So our proximity to our 3,500 acre Bays Mountain and our river that runs adjacent to our downtown is phenomenal. We also have 400 acres to play with, which is nice because there's a lot of room for redevelopment, but there's also a lot of room for new development in our downtown. And so I think about there's so many to mention. Of course, the amenities for urban living is pretty much second to none around in our region. And so I'm sure John has a lot of things he wants to add to that. We could go on and on about what's...
How long is your show?
Yeah, I'd have a series just for that.
I mean, it's great. It's great to
Yeah.
hear that,
Yeah.
there's that much to talk about. But please, John.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing. You know, I mean, there are so many great characteristics, and yeah, you basically could fit every single downtown that's in the Tri-Cities into the footprint of downtown Kingsport. That's how massive it is, and that's the way that it was designed to be. And so, you know, so whether it's an urban coffee house or the third place is the restaurants. You know, places that you go that aren't work, that aren't home. Downtown is just full of them, and that's the thing about it. It brings the community together, and it's just a great gathering place. And you go out, when you do go out, you know, you're running into friends and family, and you know, just you're meeting new friends and all that, and that's the whole
It's a
thing
huge
about
community.
it.
We always say it's like an adult college campus.
Yeah, that's right. It is, yeah.
One of
Feels
the
that
things
way.
a lot of people don't know about our downtown is we have 5 coffee shops, we have 2 wine bars, and 35 restaurants. So a lot of people don't realize that because our downtown is so big and they're spread out throughout our downtown, but if you put all those on one street, then that's where you kind of see that impact. So it's something that, you know, having the big downtown allows that opportunity for more restaurants. So.
And you mentioned One Kingsport. You know, all of those components that were presented were intertwined through the downtown. You know, whether it's arts and entertainment or you know, residential, you know, housing, the academic village. You know, so all those components, and that's there again. It's the heart of the community, geographically speaking, but also emotionally. You know, this is what Kingsport is proud of, and actually the region can be really proud of. So, you know, we're seeing that.
Sure. Well, anytime you look at an aerial of Kingsport, you notice, I mean, downtown
That
starts
map.
and everything spokes out from
Yeah.
the downtown. So it's great that you all know how to take advantage of
Yeah, and the accessibility to the river, you know, like
Yeah.
Angela said, the outdoors, the nature, you know, so many great things that make this region wonderful and a great place to live. You know, we'd always talk about quality of life. You know, if you can, you know, go out basically out your front door and, you know, be on the river, on the green belt, you know, in 2 minutes. It's just wonderful. Not many places like that.
Right.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is our weekly concert series.
Right.
So we
Yes.
bring the people to the streets, which creates that community. And within 1 mile, we have a employee population of over 20,000 people. So we have a large audience to pull from. So when we bring those concerts to the streets, we pull those people into our downtown. So and they get to enjoy that.
It's just an exciting time to be here in the Kingsport community.
Yes.
So, Angela and John, if people want more information either about Banq or about urban synergy, all of the things that you all have going on, where do they get that?
Yeah.
Keep
So
our
well,
marketing
so we've got several websites.
Okay.
So obviously urbansynergy.net.
Right.
So that's the urban synergy component. You can also call 423-245-2408 to get urban synergy. As far as Banq, BANQ with a Q, it's bankdowntownkingsport.com. And you can go there to go to our website, see all sorts of pictures. But it's also 423-247-BANQ, which is 2267. So 423-247-2267. And then Hibbert Davis Urban Brews, you know, our most recent acquisition. That is hdurbanbrews.com. And we've got It's 423-247-HW. So
That's really
we really
impressive.
try to
They
get
own
it.
so many, it's hard to keep up with them all.
Well, that's why we have to spell it out at
Yeah.
the end. It's
HW,
like,
we would
okay,
remember other
You
I
just
can
need
remember 3 numbers.
vashans.com, so you can get everything under that.
And we're
so.
on Facebook for the
Okay,
page.
right.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
We probably remember that.
Wow, it's just amazing. Well, John, Angela, Sean, first off, congratulations on
Thank you.
everything that you all have helped happen here in downtown Kingston. Thank you for everything that you've helped.
Thank you
happen
guys.
here.
Yeah.
We
Well,
really
thank you for
appreciate your hosting us today.
putting it out there. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you both.
Thanks for coming.
And we'll have the latest news and developments on downtown Kingsport when we come back with more of your CZ from Banq. And welcome back to your Kingsport Chamber Zone on location from the Banq event venue here in downtown Kingsport.
Yeah, speaking of downtown Kingsport, we are so fortunate to have such a lively, hustling, and bustling downtown Kingsport that we do. And that is in thanks to, no small part, in thanks to the woman who is sitting here with us right now, and that is Sherry Mosley with the Downtown Kingsport Association. You didn't know I was going to give you all that
I
credit,
did
you?
not, and you are way too kind, and I'm not going to take all that credit because I have a huge team that helps with that. So.
Yeah, and Sherry is the executive director for DKA, and of course you all are a very vital part of what's been able to take place here in downtown Kingsport. So anybody who hasn't been here, they absolutely need to come down and see all of the great things that are going on.
It's definitely changed, that's for sure, especially in the last 10 years or so.
Right, and so we always have something happening in downtown Kingsport. So can you give us sort of an overview about some of the events that we might be seeing?
One of the main things that I think people are going to really like to see is we're really putting a big push for First Thursdays each month. So every single First Thursday, there's going to be over 20 retail stores and restaurants, art galleries, that's going to feature live music inside their shop or on the sidewalk, hors d'oeuvres, appetizers, specials in their store. So that's really fun and exciting and something people can look forward to each month.
Yeah.
And something else you're preparing for, which creates a lot of excitement, is the very popular Downtown Concert Series. Tell us about
Absolutely.
that.
The very first day of that is going to be May 27th. So we're actually going to be kicking that off with a really cool experience called Top of the Town Progressive Dinner. So you can come down and enjoy the concert series, tour the 3 different lofts downtown, but have like a dinner and wine pairing at each of the locations. So that's going to be a lot of fun too.
Yeah, it's always a popular event, and it seems like in my email inbox almost every single day I get an email from the chamber that talks about a ribbon cutting that's taking place or new store openings taking place, and inevitably it's downtown. So what are some of the new things down here?
I am so happy to announce that our newest retail store that's going to be coming in is Abingdon Olive Oil Company. So if you've never had the opportunity to go to Abington to visit that one or the one in Bristol, you can come here very, very soon. They should be opening in the next month. So we hope to have a really exciting maybe after hours ribbon cutting at Abingdon Olive Oil Company. It's going to be located in a historic building, actually where Bill Ray law offices are, on the corner of Main and Broad. So it's a historic building. They're going to completely redo it, restore it, and open up their store.
It's wonderful.
They've done a sampling, a tasting, I guess, for the Kingsport Chamber staff, and they're phenomenal.
You
People are
know,
going to love that store.
Did you get an invite to that? I didn't
You
get
didn't
an
get
invite.
invited?
I didn't.
Well, I'm on the staff, and I barely
either.
got one, so.
I would like to personally invite you to ours that we're going to
There you go.
with them. You're welcome. But I'll be the first to admit I've never experienced olive oils like that. But there is just as many flavors as there are wines, and it's a nice gift, nice presentation. So super excited.
And
about
healthy
it
as
downtown.
well
It
for you as well.
absolutely
Yeah,
is.
good,
Yes.
promotes good
Actually, when
health.
we were on Bellafina Chocolates not too long ago, she had featured her truffles that that use Abingdon olive oil.
They're
companies.
going to do some crossover promotions, which is nice.
Good.
Well, something else that's creating a lot of buzz in downtown Kingsport is the creation of the Centennial Park, which is the legacy gift for Kingsport's 100 years at Centennial. Tell us about that and where it's going.
Our downtown is growing, and we are so super excited to see this really cool park that's going to be located on Main Street. So if you haven't been to Main Street Pizza or Sleepy Owl Brewery, it's going to be right in between that. It's a beautiful park. It's truly done by the community. So the Kingsport Community Foundation is going to be the fundraising engine behind this, but so they're going to raise half of it, I think, with the other half, kind of like the carousel was done. So it's going to be in celebration of our 100 years here in Kingsport. So 2017 is when it should be installed. There's going to be a water feature. It's going to be a historical walking path going around it. There's lots of sponsorship opportunities as well. So
a covered stage and a deck.
Absolutely,
yes.
yes.
Oh,
and it's going to kind of connect to the Sleepy Owl Brewery. So it kind of gives you a nice little venue, but it's very family friendly and it'll be a really nice.
And if people want to
asset.
contribute to that, they can contact DKA and you can put them in touch with them.
Absolutely, yes. Contact DKA.
Okay.
We're easy.
Well, and speaking of contacting DKA, since you all always have so much going on, you seem to sort of be the hub of what's happening here in downtown Kingsport. People want more information. They want to see a schedule of what's happening in downtown Kingsport. Where do they get that?
On our website would probably be the easiest. So it's www.downtownkingsport.org, or always check out our Facebook page. Be sure you sign up for our newsletter as well. That goes out once a month. But what's a really cool piece is every Wednesday by noon or 1, we put out a What's Happening in Downtown. So that's strictly entertainment weekend. It doesn't have people's sales and things, but it's got what music's going on, what live entertainment's going on. So every Wednesday that comes out. So be sure and sign up for our emails.
And that's a long email because there's always a lot going on in downtown. So yes.
Yes, but it's an interesting one. You're not going to delete that every
Yes.
day.
Well, Sherry Mosley with the Downtown Kingsport Association, thanks for joining us today, and
Thank you so much for
congratulations
having
on
me.
all that's happening in
Well,
downtown
I really appreciate
Kingsport.
you all inviting us to be here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll have more of your CZ right after this.
And welcome back to your Kingsport Chamber's own location from Banq in downtown Kingsport.
And Banq is an example of one of the many successful small businesses that call downtown Kingsport home. One of the many successful small businesses that call Kingsport home, and that's owed in a large part to the women who are sitting here with us now. Andrea Wilcox, who's the Executive Director of COSB, the Kingsport Office of Small Business Development and Entrepreneurship. You always give me that, Andrea, and a frequent guest.
I always
on
just
our
say
TV.
Cosby, but you know.
I know, thank you. And of course, Jane Hillhouse, who is the chair of COSB and the owner of her own very successful small business, Hillhouse Graphic Design. So ladies, both of you, welcome. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you.
Andrea, seems like kind of old hat, but we still have some people who maybe aren't familiar with COSB. Give us an overview.
Sure. So what we do is we work with individuals and small businesses, and we work with individuals that might want to start a business. And there are a lot of people that want to start a business in Kingsport. So we're working with them to help them flesh out the idea, develop the business plan, find funding, find a location, and find customers. And then we're working with existing businesses to help them grow, because it's easy actually to start a business. It's hard to stay in business.
Sure.
So we want to help those existing businesses grow.
And Jane, as a small business owner, what would you tell to other small business owners or that budding entrepreneur as to why they should utilize COSB?
Well, it's a great place to go if you have any questions about like business certifications, you need help navigating the paperwork of those kind of applications, you want a little help with your business plan, you want to learn how to use social media to promote your business. There's just a wealth of opportunity there, and Andrea and her team are very easy to talk with.
Yes.
And they have helped me navigate many pieces of
Right.
paperwork, and I really appreciate it.
And most of the services are free too, all the seminars and workshops. Very important point,
absolutely.
yes.
And one of the new programs that you have, Andrea, is the Growth Wheel.
Yes.
What is that?
Yes, Growth Wheel is so exciting. It's a new business tool that we're using, and it's really focused for those existing businesses. Doesn't work so well with new businesses and startups because it can be a little bit overwhelming. You need to know something about your systems and a little history with your business to really get the most out of it. But it's designed to help business owners find the decisions and take action, because the reason that businesses don't grow is because they don't make those decisions, they avoid those decisions, and then they don't take the action. So it's all about decision making, helping them to prioritize decisions and prioritize actions. But it's a 360 perspective of their business. It's wonderful.
What a neat tool.
It is wonderful.
Well, how often do you offer Growth Wheel, and how can businesses prepare for that?
Absolutely. So what we're doing this year is we're offering it twice a week. So it's every week, 52 weeks of the year. So the Growth Wheel is always going on. So you don't have to say when is Growth Wheel. It's on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week. Tuesdays in the evening from 5:30 to 7:30, and on Thursday in the morning from 9 to 11. They can participate. It's a 2-hour work group. It's not a workshop or a training event because they're actually working on their stuff.
Okay.
Yes, so it is, they have to, in order to jump into a work group though, they have to take the introduction to Growth Wheel, which explains what it's all about, and they do a business assessment, and they have to also complete a 1-hour one-on-one with me about their business to identify goals.
And they can go to cosby.org to sign up for,
Yes,
for Growth
they can
Wheel.
go to
Yes.
www.cosby.org to do that, yes.
And Jane, something else that Cosby offers that gets a lot of attention that's very helpful to small businesses is your annual Cosby Awards, and you're already taking applications for that even though it's in December. So tell us about that and how people can sign up.
It's a great small business competition. There's a number of different categories. It's a great way to promote your business, to kind of think through your own accomplishments and celebrate that internally as well. So at cosby.org you can get your applications and see the categories, and invite a lot of people to participate. It's the application is very easy to fill out and very accessible. So
it grows every year. It's just a
It does.
bigger and better event
Yes.
each year that comes around.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
yes,
Great
it's
to
held.
see.
It's in early December, and it's at Meadowview. So we've
And
got
a lot of
lots
categories too people can enter.
Yes.
Something for everybody. So Jane, if people want more information about Cosby, where do they get that?
KOSBE.org,
Yes.
Cosby.org, or on YouTube and Facebook. If you search for Cosby Connection, you can find the pages there.
I think you're also on Twitter, right?
Yes,
I
we're
follow
very
you.
social.
They're very social as well, yes.
You are. You reach out and touch people.
Yes,
So.
yes.
Well, Andrea Wilcox with Cosby and Jane Hillhouse with Hillhouse Graphic Design, also the chair of Cosby. Thanks for being with us today, and thanks for all you're doing to promote small business in Kingsport.
Thank
you.
you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll have more of your Chamber Zone right after this. And welcome back to this edition of your Kingsport Chamber Zone. We are on location from Banq in beautiful downtown Kingsport.
Well, the One Kingsport effort continues with tremendous excitement and momentum, and now it's reached even greater heights as some of the plans of what Kingsport might look like, both in the near and distant future, have been unveiled. Here now with the latest news and developments on One Kingsport, and to tell us all about this very important endeavor are two of our city's great leaders. We have,
He's already laughing.
I know, already won. Haven't even introduced him yet. So
Wow, thank you so very much.
the one and only Mayor John Clark.
And with
City
my
of
sidekick,
Kingsport.
Heather Cook.
His sidekick, you know.
Yeah.
Heather Cook, the Director of Marketing for the City of Kingsport,
She's
the
doing a
one who
great
gets
job,
to
by the way.
promote all this great news. She's
Yes.
doing a wonderful job, yes. Best hire you'll ever make.
There's no doubt about it, Mama. Yeah.
And that was in the script she sent to me. So-
Well said, well said. Yeah.
Well, Mayor, before we talk about all these wonderful ideas, and there are a lot of them, let's take a step back and just give us a quick recap about the One Kingsport idea and how it all got started.
Okay, well, really what we wanted to do was accomplish 3 goals with the One Kingsport concept. The first one was it's our responsibility, one of our 5 responsibilities on the BMA is the future direction of our city. So we wanted to address that as a BMA member. Second, it has to do with solving a problem. We really wanted to improve how we retain and attract residents, businesses, developers, and visitors. Those are the 4 key elements of any city, and we want more of them. And the third one has to do with achieving our vision. We felt we needed to improve to achieve our vision, which is to be the premier city in Northeast Tennessee, to live, work, raise a family, and for businesses to grow and prosper. So that was a fundamental backing of the One Kingsport Summit.
And Mayor, in the last 2 decades, Kingsport has built the Meadowview Marriott Conference Resort and Convention Center, the Kingsport Academic Village and its 5 buildings,
Right.
and just a few years ago, the Kingsport Aquatic Center. All huge projects that have paid huge dividends, had a major return on investment for the city. So
Exactly.
in terms of big ideas and big projects, what's next for major city investments for
Okay,
Kingsport?
well, the first and foremost is the beautification issue. That falls into the investment category. We need to really invest in beautifying our city across the board, and that includes the major gateways that come and go to our downtown. Second, regarding the riverfront development, what's unique about Kingsport is we have a mountain, we have a river, and and it's all in very close proximity to our fabulous downtown. So how do we tie those together? It's through the riverfront development. So that's another big one. Also, we felt that there's a need for more sports activities in our city. The opportunity to maybe create a stadium for baseball here in the downtown would be very attractive. And also lastly, Bays Mountain. It's a crown jewel currently, but it's somewhat dated, and we need to upgrade that and expand that as best we can for more activities up there.
Heather, we keep hearing the word downtown. That's a major theme of today's show, as we are downtown. So what are some of the ideas coming from revitalization of downtown Kingsport?
Sure. Well, as the 7 work groups worked their many, many hours with their countless volunteers, what we saw was that downtown kind of permeated through all of the work groups. Everyone had a piece of downtown in their work group, from housing to arts and entertainment and to Destination City. And so that really energized them. Not that they needed any energizing, because the people who love downtown are big advocates. And I think that out of that came some unique opportunities that we've not been looking at previously. And for example, the districting of downtown. So an arts district, a place district, a hotel district, or whatever. And then the big idea coming out of downtown was a boutique hotel. And I think the heart of the downtown, if you could infiltrate visitors into that lifeblood of downtown, would be a large enhancement and do very well for downtown. I also think it's important for you to know that we learned a few new terms from the Downtown Revitalization Group, one being tactical urbanism, which is quick, light, inexpensive things that you can do that are really quick wins for your downtown area. The best example that we already have are our parklets. So we have some picnic areas, and it didn't cost very much to do that. And also, another term is Woonerf. Should I spell that?
Sure.
W-O-O-N-E-R-F.
Well, is that for the dog park?
No, but it's basically a living street, and it's very pedestrian friendly, bicycle friendly, and it is where people just hang out to be. It's a gathering place, and they have the work group worked on a couple of options of where that would be really attractive for our downtown. So a lot of energy, a lot of neat things, all the way from simple quick wins to something like a large attraction like a hotel.
Wonderful.
That's where we
That's
are.
great.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well,
I love the optimism.
I do too.
Exactly.
It's, well, it's exciting.
We're
It
gonna
is
do
very exciting.
Well, just one thing I want to say. This is within our reach.
Sure.
We can do this, Kingsport.
Well,
I'm
nothing
convinced
you-
of it.
Yeah, nothing you've said doesn't already have a root someplace here in Kingsport.
Right, right. So I think all we have to do is work together as one Kingsport with that spirit, and we can make this happen, and we need to get this done for our citizens so that we can be the place to live, achieve our vision. And I just think it's a fabulous time to live, work, and play in Kingsport. I really do.
Hey, if we can stay on the air for 13 years and 300 episodes, anything is possible.
There you go.
We can assure you. So just remind people of that. So.
My goal is to make you two a household name.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, you've given us a lot to talk about, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can do it. You can do it.
Well, Heather Cook, the fabulous voice behind the voice, Mayor John Clark.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
And remember, for more information about One Kingsport, check out the website, onekingsport.com.
And there's more of your CZ right after this. Wow, what a show. Great guest. What a view here from the rooftop of Banq. Want to thank Banq for hosting us today.
It's been a fabulous show. We can't wait to see